Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Welcome in! Hunt Palmer coming to you from the Raising Cane studio downtown in the capital city on this Friday. It means brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. Jordan Kitchens, Cassie Spazzali back there on the ones and twos. We got plenty to get to. Preston Guy in 15 minutes. NFL playoffs and a loaded NFL weekend. Absolutely. Transfer portal is popping, as you know. We'll talk a little bit of Saints, LSU basketball tomorrow at Vanderbilt. I don't think that's going to go super awesome. But last night's Fiesta Bowl went super awesome. Ha ha! I get to watch tonight in peace, and I can watch next week in complete peace after Ole Miss pieced out of the college football playoff. That's where we're going to start with our opening drive.
Welcome to the big league.
It's time for Hunt's Opening Drive. Presented by Fabry Chevrolet GMC in St. Francisville.
That's my exhale. I'm not too proud to admit it. Not too proud to admit it at all. I ran around my kitchen island last night when that game ended.
Really?
I ran around.
Well,
my whole house was asleep. Kat thought I was a lunatic. Might have been. But when Carson Beck ran into the end zone, I popped up off the couch and ran around the kitchen island.
I'll do you one better. I had, when he ran to the end zone, I hit a whole, let's go!
See, that's not allowed in my house with a 4-year-old and a 10-month-old.
Yeah.
But I was excited. Poured a cocktail after that one. Wasn't even planning on it. The old Thursday cocktail. Had to happen. I just, as I've said time and time again, this is purely personal in my perspective, I'm an elitist. It's snobby. It's snooty. It's unbecoming. It's all of those things. It's arrogant. It's egotistical, but I'm it. I'm in the club. I got Bama over here. I got Ohio State over here. Clemson's hanging out. There's Auburn. See, Michigan's right there. We're all hanging out in this club. We win titles. We play for titles. That's what we've done over the last 25 years. I don't have any interest in anybody else coming in the club from the SEC. Indiana wants to come on in. Oregon wants to come in. I'm fine. I'll buy you a drink. Ole Miss, absolutely not. Texas A&M, absolutely not. And now Ole Miss, as I said it last night, Ole Miss now is back at sea level, okay? Everest is a tall, tall climb, okay? I've climbed it. It's hard. I've climbed it 3 times, personally. Not entirely true, but I was there. It's the long way up. And now you're looking all the way up at the mountain. They don't have the scuba gear on anymore. They're not submerged in the ocean trying to get up and climb Everest. I'll give them that. But they're back at sea level with Texas A&M, with LSU, and it's a long way back to the top. That's an arrogant way to look at it. It's a petty way to look at it. I'm self-aware in that way, but that's the lens with which I was watching the game last night. And I'm watching this game, and I know there's no unique take on this game. Everyone's got the same take on this game, but it doesn't make it any less true. I've never seen a team dominate a football game the way that Miami dominated for basically 3 quarters and have almost nothing to show for it. It was a bludgeoning. They were winning at the point of attack. They were dominating on the ground. I mean, they were just destroying Ole Miss. The time of possession numbers, they kept showing them on the screen. I've never seen it look like LSU against an FCS team or something. It was just complete domination. But Lacey hits the big run, and Miami kept shooting itself in the foot with stupid pre-snap penalties and bad play calls. Missed a field goal. It's long, but you missed one. And Miami, because of the way that they're built, which is run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, those false starts are critical. Because, if Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson get a false start and it's 1st and 15, who cares? They're going to get 15 yards in 3 plays anyway by just chucking it around. Miami's designed to get 6 yards. So when you lose 5, it's a big deal. And it started to stall them a little bit. And it was just the stupid penalties. And then they'd get a big chunk play on the ground. Then we got to try a flea flicker. And then we get a big chunk play on the ground. And then we throw it on 2nd down and 3rd down and get sacked on back-to-back downs. No. Carson Beck is completely inaccurate. He's missing on swing passes with miscommunication. He had guys running deep that he couldn't hit. He was having a terrible game. And this is what I was sitting on the couch thinking, like, you know what? You know what one of the best foods in the world is to me? Vanilla Bluebell ice cream. It's delicious. And it's not flashy. And it doesn't have all the toppings. It doesn't need all the sprinkles. I don't need to stuff Reese's in it. Just the Vanilla Bluebell is awesome. It's in my house often because I got a 5-year-old that likes, 4-year-old that likes it. And sometimes you just need to have Vanilla Bluebell. You don't need to have the Bananas Foster with all the flames and the flambe. Like, just Vanilla Bluebell. Run the ball. Run it right at him. Fletcher. And they wouldn't do it. False start. Drop back for a pass. Flea flicker. Carson Beck read option where he kept the ball. Huh? No. Don't do that. Hand it off. And Ole Miss, to their credit, just kept plugging along. And Lacey hits the big one. And then Chambliss made some plays. And then they started cooking a little bit on offense. And they really played well in the fourth quarter. Like, the fourth quarter did not look like the first 3 quarters. And that's why you had those late lead changes in the last 8 minutes. And I did not think there was any chance at all after Ole Miss went down and got that touchdown that Miami was going to be able to even get it into field goal range. And then I had no confidence that that kicker was going to make it to tie the game because of what I watched in College Station in the wind, and then he had missed one earlier. I know he's been good all season, but he had no confidence from me because the only time I cared about his performance was College Station in the Fiesta Bowl, and he stunk both times. So I did not have any confidence in Carson Beck, and he got it done. Absolutely got it done. Pete Golding's defense had been out on the field for approximately 9.5 hours, and they were just out of smoke. And Beck, it cleared out, and he made a great play. And this Tony kid, my word, reclassified, should be in high school. I'd like to see the high schoolers try to tackle him because Ole Miss sure couldn't do it. That kid is electrifying, and it's interesting to watch Miami because they're playing football like it's 1997, and it's great. They absolutely beat Texas A&M into submission. They absolutely beat Ohio State into submission, and though the scoreboard doesn't indicate it, they beat Ole Miss into submission until the very end of the game when Chambliss got going. And I kept tweeting this out. I was trying to jinx him. I think it was obvious to everyone that was reading. Like, surely Trinidad Chambliss isn't going to play a 4th straight turnover-free game. Well, he ended up doing it because Miami can't catch. The self-inflicted wounds Miami was putting together to keep Ole Miss in this game were mind-blowing. It was almost like angels in the outfield where, like, supernatural stuff is happening just to keep the angels around. Like, I'd get if a DB drops an interception, maybe a second one. But there were 4, and 2 of them were tipped balls that were, like, not even in motion. Just grab it. And they couldn't do it. And I was losing my mind. And it just felt like, and this is something I talked about on the show yesterday, and even today as I come back 24 hours later, I know it's not real. It's not a real thing. It just felt like the stars had aligned. Like, there's just no way that Miami could continue to make the mistakes they were making and to drop the interceptions and to have the offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson do something that he didn't need to do, and that Ole Miss would find a way to get that done and find a way to get that done. And then they get the tip ball. And that, by the way, I mean, that was a 3rd down. There's an in-breaking route. The Miami guy is open, and Beck delivers it. Probably going to be a 1st down, which would have been shocking because Miami didn't do anything down the field. And then the ball gets tipped in the air. And is there a Miami guy there? No, there's an Ole Miss guy staring right at it, and it comes right to him. The breaks that Ole Miss was getting time and time and time again were just remarkable. And as a person that was sitting in the Superdome for that Sugar Bowl and seeing just what a magic carpet ride it felt like for Ole Miss, it just felt the same against the Miami team. And I don't know that Ole Miss is better than Georgia. They could be. They had a 9-point lead in Athens, and they beat them in the Sugar Bowl. They could be better than Ole Miss, but I don't know that they're better. And I think Miami's better than Ole Miss, but they had a lead with 18 seconds left in the game. So it just felt crazy. And I'm hoping as I sit here, and this is Hunt, LSU fan sitting here talking like I'm hoping that's as high as Ole Miss is going to climb for a long time. We just got word 30 minutes ago that Trinidad Chambliss' waiver got denied. And it is so hard to get where they got. I mean, Ole Miss had to go through the schedule that included a trip to Athens. They had to go to Norman, Oklahoma and beat a playoff team. And then you've got to go beat Georgia. And then there's Miami. And then on the other side, there'd have been Oregon or Indiana. And it's a gauntlet to get through. And Ole Miss climbed really, really high here. Higher than they have climbed in anybody's lifetime that's in this room and well beyond that. It's been 60 years since they did anything like this. And my sincere hope is that they won't anymore. And this whole LSU Ole Miss drama for now with the trading of coaches and all that kind of stuff can be put to bed. But goodness, was that a great football game. And that again furthers my point in what I talked about a week ago today in this segment, Friday first segment. I told you that there is so much stuff in this sport that is so silly. It's absurd to watch this many people transfer and to watch the gymnastics that have to go on. The handout, ask for cash every which way is ridiculous. The window of the portal being in the middle of the teams preparing for a playoff and teams trading coaches, and it's absurd. It's patently absurd. But the product on the field, when they blow the whistle and set the ball, is awesome. And the Sugar Bowl was awesome. And the Fiesta Bowl was awesome. And tonight we'll get the Peach Bowl. And then we'll get the Orange Bowl. And I'm super pumped. I don't know how y'all feel. I am super pumped that I can watch in complete peace. As Indiana and Oregon play, I don't care at all. Not one iota who wins that game. And whoever goes to play Miami in Miami, I don't care. Just let me turn it on and watch and enjoy. Couldn't do that last night. Had to grind. I don't need Ole Miss in the club. But it was awesome. Jordan, you watched it. How'd you feel?
I felt like such an emotional roller coaster, man. Honestly, like I felt that I might have needed a cigarette after the game. Like that game just took me each and every which way through it. And it really felt that Trinidad Chambliss, I know he's not from the Caribbean, but whoever his voodoo lady is or whatever, he got praying grandmothers watching over him. This man might be blessed by God himself, the way that Miami just could not figure out what a football was every time the ball touched their hands. I mean, at least 4 Miami defenders, maybe more than that, because there was one where it just got tipped around, like they played hot potato with the ball. And
the ball was motionless.
Literally.
Just someone grab it.
Somebody grab it. Nope, nobody grab it. Touch the ground again. I mean, this guy, Trinidad Chambliss, is a blessing on earth. So the fact that he got the ball back, and I just thought, I'm like, man, please, when Beck, hey, shout out to the Beck lineage. Okay, let's say that. Shout out to the Beck lineage because he did something last night. You ended a nightmare of LSU fans. This Ole Miss stuff was getting so out of hand, and that we needed Beck, who almost pulled a Trevor Lawrence and fell right there. I thought he was going to pull a Trevor Lawrence on the goal line where he fell. Well, Trevor Lawrence fell and ran it in. I thought he was going to do that, but he didn't do that. He got it in there not only for Miami, but for Louisiana, okay? That's what Beck did.
In Starkville.
Oh, yeah, Starkville, everybody. The whole SEC, honestly. That's what Beck did. He did it one time for the SEC and got Ole Miss out of here. So shout out to the Beck lineage. Shout out to Miami. They did what they had to do.
I can't believe that many Miami fans went. I told you yesterday it'd be a road game for Miami. It would just be all Ole Miss fans. Apparently, they almost had half the joint, so that's an impressive effort by them.
I know you saw Michael Irvin. I know they didn't show him on TV.
Oh, my God. He got the belt out.
Yeah, I know
he got the belt out, had the red hoodie on the trash can.
Yeah, I know you
Man
saw.
was pumped. I mean, how many of those dudes are going to be at that game in Miami?
Oh.
It's going to be all of them.
Oh.
Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis. I mean, the whole crew is going to be there.
I mean,
Willis
James.
McGahee.
Yeah, we're just naming Hall of Famers, by
Ed
the way.
Reed. Yeah. I mean, it'll be ridiculous. I saw it. There was a tweet yesterday. I said it yesterday on the show, the SEC Unfiltered. It's like, we're all Ole Miss fans. Like, well, not I. And I don't have to worry about it now. Rebs. Back in Oxford. Charlie Weiss, come on back to Baton Rouge. Let's go get a quarterback. All right, we'll talk to Preston Guy about all that when we come back.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC, Highway 61 in St. Francisville. New year, need a new ride? Fabry Chevrolet GMC, happy to help you out with that. Got an incredible inventory. You can check all of it out online at fabrychevrolet.com. You know the Fabry family name. They've been here 35 years, just not with the GMC Chevrolet in St. Francisville. But they started that one in October, and they'd love you to come on in. You're going to get great customer service and awesome buying experience and a wonderful inventory there at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. You got Tahoes, got Silverados, got Suburbans on the Chevy side, Sierras, Yukons, Denali's, you name it, they got it at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Go see them. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. It's a short drive to get a fantastic automobile. You can check it all online, FabryChevrolet.com, FabryChevrolet.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Friday show is brought to you by Corks. Looking for a po' boy? Swing on by. Government between Foster and Jefferson. Jumbo overstuffed shrimp po' boy, fully dressed. Got the shoestring fries. I'll help you out. Check out the menu, corksfishandshrimp.com. Preston Guy with Tiger Baits with us on Fridays talking Tiger football. Preston, how are you?
I feel like I'm trying to drink water out of a fire hydrant right now. It's quite a bit going on.
There is. Let's just talk about quarterback first. Like, what do you think?
Well, it's kind of a mess. Seems like LSU is just, they keep on hosting these top name guys, and they're trying their best as to be able to field a football team that's ready to make the playoffs this year. That's the expectation with the money that these guys have invested. But at this point, it is beginning to look like, LSU might not get a guy who is put up elite numbers already. Damon Williams, his legal situation, which I guess the good news is that at least something can go down at LSU without a bunch of legal mess. You know, they fired Brian Kelly. There was a bunch of mess there in his buyout. You bring in Lane Kiffin, and there's a bunch of mess with how he exits Ole Miss. At least something might be clean for once. But at this point, you know, you're looking at guys, maybe Hussein Longstreet, the 5-star recruit for USC, who didn't really play much this year. At least there's some promise there. Deuce Knight is on the table, although most people are pointing him to Ole Miss, particularly with Trinidad Shameless not getting his waiver approved this morning. That's actually big news. And then you're talking about guys like Dylan Raiola or other, you know, developmental guys. Sam Levitt is still a possibility. He's visiting Miami today. But I get the feeling that, you know, he left LSU's campus and started talking to all the big money guys in the country, Tennessee, Miami, and, you know, LSU wouldn't have gotten Damon Williams to try to enter the portal if they felt good about Sam Levitt, is my guess there.
How big an indictment on the staff is it that they're coming up empty, or is it just a matter of the circumstances stacked against them?
On January 9th, not that big of an indictment. If by the, let's check with me February 1st, and I'll tell you how big of an indictment is. I mean, obviously they're not going to go into the season without a single quarterback on roster. That's just nonsense.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm not worried about that, but you got to have a good one. Let's talk about the guys around that quarterback, specifically up front. Seen a lot of guys leave and go to SEC schools, and LSU is looking and shopping kind of at a lower level for the offensive linemen that they've brought in. What do you think?
Yeah, they're going to have to bring in some big-name guys. They got the Alabama kid coming in, DeBose.
Yeah.
That would be a big name to bring in. A few depth. Here's the deal with almost the entire offense for LSU. You need depth and you need skill guys. Now, they've done a great job at wide receiver there, getting some both. In fact, literally, as I was on the phone here, it looks like McNeese transferred. Josh Jackson committed to LSU. So you talk about depth guys. There you go. So they're doing a lot of work with that. It's just, I guess from an LSU standpoint here, the frustrating part about this portal haul is it's like the rich get richer and the poor starve, because you got things like defensive line, which has been good and did good this year. And LSU's looking like one of the best defensive lines in the country right now with what they're bringing in. But then offensive line, which was putrid, and you lost 7 guys there. You're bringing in JUCO guys and, guys from Division II schools. You just need something there. And quarterback, which was awful this year for LSU, and you have nobody on roster. It's just kind of a little frustrating right now. But, patient, don't freak out. They still have plenty of money. Playing for Lane Kiffin is still appealing. Everybody just saw what they did. Basically, every quarterback Lane Kiffin has had, as an OC or, head coach at the Power 5 level has either been a Heisman contender or won a national championship. There will be someone who wants to come play.
So defensively, it appears that they've added some pretty quality pieces up front. How are you feeling about Blake Baker's defense right now?
Oh, the defense looks incredible. And the defensive backs they're adding, and they bring back Whit Weeks, which is as big as it gets in terms of returning talent. But I have full look, you might have to go out there and win games 3-0 at this point. Just go out there. Right now, you would feel the team running the Wildcat. You'd shut everybody out, and hopefully you can get lined up for a field goal with the kicker you got out of Arkansas.
Do you feel like the defense right now on paper looks better than the 2025 defense?
That's tough to say. Hunt, like I said, drinking through, a fire hydrant with information right now. I actually haven't gotten a chance to break up the starting 11 for that defense yet. So on the surface, the defensive line looks better, and that sounds crazy because especially the edge rushers were so good. But, you're bringing back Relaford, McKinley. You're bringing in some talented guys in the portal, not to mention 2 5-stars at the freshman level. I think up front they look better. I would want to take some time to kind of evaluate what their defensive backfield is going to look like.
The safety from Boise that comes in, Benefield, where do you think he fits in?
Yeah, he looks like a star to me. Now, I haven't interviewed Blake Baker and asked him specifically, so how do you see this guy fitting in? But he plays a lot like Jamal Adams. He's got a real nose for the ball, likes to make tackles. You know, I think that star role is a perfect fit for him.
And that would put, obviously, Spears back there at safety as he returns, and you figure Cooley goes back as well?
Yeah, that's where I'll tentatively sit. Now, you know, the way they're cooking in this portal, they're not afraid to go get, you know, top-notch guys if they're there for the right money. Just because they don't have a quarterback doesn't mean they're not going to take someone else. So I don't want to – tentatively, that's where I'd sit at.
I'm a little bit surprised is probably the wrong word, but I'm paying attention to how quiet things have been in Corey Raymond's room in the transfer portal. My arrogant assumption is just that the number one transfer portal corner will get on the phone with Corey and take a visit. Do you feel they're going to add at corner? I realize they've got a strong foundation there, but do you think they'll add at corner?
Well, you got P.J. Woodland and you've got D.J. Pickett there. So, I mean, you have to feel pretty good. You know, the thing is about this safety, you know, having that star position, which is, you know, kind of like a nickelback linebacker hybrid position. A lot of times you aren't using three corners as often as you would, say, in the past. But you definitely are going to need at least four corners ready to play. That's just how tackle football works. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go after guys. But, I mean, Hunt, they got a lot of money, particularly tied into D.J. Pickett. They feel pretty good there. And remember, we were talking about the defensive back, if he'll be as good as last year. That's one of the things. Will DJ Pickett develop and be as good as, going to the Mansour Delane? You know, like Mansour Delane was effectively the best corner in the country and really quietly had what might be the best coverage season I've ever seen at LSU. It'll be tough to see there, but hey, if you add another Mansour Delane type guy out of the portal, you're right back where you started there, aren't you?
No question. And I just kind of trust Corey Raymond to make that happen each and every year. It's been a little quiet at that spot. So we'll continue to monitor things as we move on in the transfer portal. It's not over yet. We're right in the middle of it. At this point, LSU continues to add.
Yeah.
Before we get you out of here, just a thought on last night's game and what's to come in the college football playoff. What do you think of Ole Miss and Miami?
Well, my Twitter mentions are going to be a lot quieter because of the result, and I'm thankful for that. It's really good for my mental health and lack of cyberbullying. But, it was a great football game. It's one of the games you watch and you're like, this is why college football is so awesome, man. Miami was the much more physical team up front, but my God, none of their skill positions wanted to win the game. I mean, they dropped 4 interceptions and it really felt like Miami was going to do everything they could to screw up their game, missing a field goal, throwing an interception when you're in field goal range again. I'm like, guys, look at the score. You need these points right now. Like, they would not pull away. And, of course, lo and behold, Carson Beck with a late, last-second a touchdown to be the hero. I didn't expect it to be with his legs to win the game, but there it is, man. You got to appreciate the job Mario Cristobal's done building in the trenches at Miami in particular. But I'm still going to go with the winner of Oregon, Indiana to win it all.
All right, we shall see. We can watch in peace, and LSU staff is finally complete and anchored in Baton Rouge, so they'll push off the dock here and see what they can do the rest of this portal cycle. Preston, we appreciate the time. We'll talk next week.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
Preston Guy, TigerBait.com. I got you covered for all your transfer portal needs over there, and Preston's with us on Fridays. Friday shows brought to you by Corks. We'll come back. This is going to be an awesome weekend of NFL football. I got a thought on the games. Let's do that next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com. Employment practices liability, crime coverage, cyber coverage, directors and officers policies, umbrellas. They got it all over at the Highland Insurance Group. If you are looking for a commercial insurance option, contact Jonathan Carver and the Highland Insurance Group. They will take care of you. It starts from a coverage perspective. The last thing you want to do with insurance is pay a hefty price for premium and then have a loss and not have it covered because the only thing you looked at renewal was the premium page. Premium's important. They know that at the Highland Insurance Group. They're going to take care of you there. They're an independent broker. They've got contracts with dozens of carriers. They'll make sure you're placed in the right place at the right price. But the thing that they'll do at the Highland Insurance Group is make sure that your coverage reads properly. They're experts at that. Those policies are complicated. I looked at them for 7 years. They got a lot of language in them. And every business owner doesn't know every word in those policies. The Howard Insurance Group understands how to get you covered. So no matter what line of work that you're in, no matter what your current insurance situation is, let the Highland Insurance Group take a look at it and make sure that you are covered for the right price. John and the Carbo and his team are right here in Baton Rouge or online at highlandig.com. It's the Highland Insurance Group, highlandig.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environment.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Chugging along here on this Friday, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge. Weekend's here. Want to play a little bit of golf. It's going to rain all day today, so the courses will probably be wet. That's not an option for you outside. Indoors is. Go by and see him. I might be going to Swing Easy Golf Club tomorrow. Might be in the works, looking to get out of the house, swing the sticks a little bit. You can do it at one of their awesome indoor simulators. I like playing Pebble Beach at Swing Easy Golf Club. It's pretty. I've played it before. It's got a little bit of nostalgic feel in that way, and you got some fun shots to hit. Short par threes. I don't want to hit 600 shots on 7 again, but 8 is an incredible hole. Pebble Beach, 17, of course, 18, the par 5. You can play some Pebble Beach. Card a score, hit chips, putts, the whole thing. Need some mulligans. They got those too. It's a great hunt. So if you're looking to play a little bit of golf, want to do it a little bit different way, go to Swing Easy Golf Club and play on their simulators. You get those individual bays. They got cold beers, got seltzers. Get a glass of wine if you want. Turn the TV on, watch some football, and hit some shots. They got music in every bay as well. So it's a great place to go hang out. It's on Seagan at Perkins. Swing Easy Golf Club. You can book a tee time. SwingEasyGCBR.com. All right, we got to get to some transfer portal news coming up in the next segment to close out the hour. I want to talk LSU hoops. Also, got some things to do in hour number 2 involving Oregon and Indiana. I want to talk about that a little bit. So plenty to talk about in the next 90 minutes before we leave you for the weekend. But right now, I don't know that I've paid a lot of attention to the National Football League this week because the portal has just been consuming my entire life. This slate is awesome. Let's do it. Saturday, 3:30 on Fox in the National Football Conference. It'll be the 5 seed Los Angeles Rams at the 4 seed Carolina Panthers. It's a 10.5 point number in a game that was already played this year, and the other team won. But Eric, nobody thinks Carolina's very good. Devontae Adams is expected to be back from that hamstring injury. The Panthers beat the Rams, and in that game, they had 40 carries for 164 yards. Last week against Tampa, they ran for 19. Not great. I like to flip it there. Everybody's talking about run the ball Panthers, run the ball Panthers, run the ball Panthers. What about the Rams? The Rams are second in the NFL in run block win rate, according to ESPN.com. The Panthers are dead last in run stop rate. Just another black eye on the NFC South. The team that won your division is the worst run stopping team in the NFL. I think the Rams are going to hand it off and hand it off and hand it off. Stafford's been playing as good as any quarterback in the league. I'd lay the 10.5, quite frankly. I think the Rams are going to smash the Panthers, who I think are not good at all. All right, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, Packers at the Bears. This is the meme that everybody wants to use, cinema. This is cinema. These two teams despise each other. As I say all the time, like I'm in the middle of it a little bit. I'm kind of removed, but the Cubs made a big trade this week, so I was watching. But the Bears are consuming that town right now, and if they lose this game, it is going to be a gut punch to the Chicago Bears fan base. They are a 1.5-point underdog at Soldier Field. The Bears offense in 2 first halves against the Packers this year produced all of 6 points. They had 6 points one time and 0 in the other game. They got to get up and moving in the first half in this game. Look, defensively, the Bears thrive on turnovers. They led the NFL in creating turnovers. They're getting tons of interceptions, getting fumbles. The defense seemed to come up with them most weeks. Jordan Love only threw 6 picks this year and only threw 1 in 8 quarters against Chicago. See if they can turn him over in this game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I saw a great stat on this in one of the preview pieces I was reading. Both offensive lines have been awesome in pass rush win rate, and both pass rushes have been terrible, especially Green Bay without Micah Parsons. So these quarterbacks should have some time. They're very good. I think the offensive minds are very good. I think this is going to go up and down at Soldier Field. I think the Packers are going to win the game, but we'll see. Sunday at noon, big one in the AFC. The Bills are the 6th seed. They are at Jacksonville, the 3 seed. Another home dog. The first 3 games you'll see this weekend in the NFL feature home dogs. Jags catching a 1.5. Sean McDermott, as the head coach of the Bills, 0-5 on the road in the playoffs. 0-5. Now, Josh Allen is probably going to have to do this largely on his own. Jacksonville has led the NFL in run defense all year. They did not allow a 100-yard rusher all season. So they can try to get it to James Cook and try to get him going. I don't think Jacksonville is going to allow that. But if you're going to have a quarterback go make plays, Josh Allen might be that guy. I like the Jaguars to win that game at home. That'll be disappointing for the Bills. If you had told the Bills in August, Burrow's not in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson not in the playoffs, Mahomes not in the playoffs, they'd have said, bring it on. I think Jacksonville gets them down there in Florida in this weekend. And then you got the night game, NBC, 7 o'clock. Chargers at the Patriots, the 7 seed against the 2 seed. Pats are 3.5-point choice here. Justin Herbert should be as healthy as he has been. That fractured broken hand, they've had a week off. He should be okay. The Patriots' weakness is run defense. They don't stop the run as well as some of the other aspects of their team. The Chargers' offensive line is a practice squad at this point. They have nothing left up front. Since Week 10, the Chargers rank in the bottom 3 in the NFL in yards per play, success rate on the ground, explosive plays, and points per drive. Their offense can't move because they can't block. Now, I don't know if the Patriots are equipped to destroy them up front, but I just don't think that the Chargers can control the game the way that Jim Harbaugh wants to because their offensive line won't allow them. Drake May is really good. He is second in the NFL in air yards per attempt. Like, they're not babying him at all in his second year. They're going down the field. They're letting it rip. He's been awesome. I would lay the 3.5 here with the Patriots. I feel like they are like they may get after the Chargers, who just don't have a punch on the offensive side of the football. So that's my look at the NFL slate this weekend. I'm excited about it, Jordan. This is good stuff here.
I think it's beyond good, man. Like this is exactly what you're looking for when you think of playoff football.
Oh, I missed a game.
Oh, no.
It was at the bottom.
I
missed 49ers Eagles. I looked back through the notes and I just missed a game.
That's why I cut the music off, bro. I was like, hold on.
My biggest note on 49ers Eagles, just to not get too long-winded after I felt like I was already over with the segment. Mike Shanahan offense, Vic Fangio defense, like that's the show coming up on Sunday at 3:30 on Fox. So I like 49ers in that game.
Hey, this game, that's my game of the week. Well, I guess you could say the game of the weekend is that game specifically because I feel like
4.5 is a big number.
It is, and I feel like the winner of that game, that's going to be like the domino that is going to turn the NFC.
Those two rosters are way good.
Yeah,
and
it's good on good.
It is.
But I'll tell you this though, because you're very big into Chicago and what's going on in Chicago. And I was talking to Taylor earlier, and he really believes that the Packers are going to go in there and knock the Bears out. And you said that would be detrimental to the people of Chicago.
I mean, y'all can't understand. Like they despise the Packers.
As they should. They should.
And I talk about this all the time. It's like a broken record. If you listen to the show routinely, you know exactly what I'm about to say. But like they've gone Favre, Rodgers, Love, while the Bears have been in hell from quarterback perspective for 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years. And like that grates on you. If you're a 35-year-old male in Chicago and you're a diehard Bears fan, all you have known your entire life is awful Bears quarterbacks and Hall of Fame Packers quarterbacks. Like I'm not putting Jordan Love in the Hall of Fame right now, but they've had really good quarterbacks. They've had two that are going in the Hall of Fame immediately. So it's just been miserable. And like they would be bummed if they got the 2 seed and lost to the Buccaneers or the Rams. Like that would bum them out.
Yeah.
If they lose to the Packers on the lakefront in Soldier, just destitute. Like they won't be able to get over it.
I mean, and the Packers look terrible right now. Like they're on fumes. The whole team is injured. So that loss will be, like you said, like that would be debilitating.
But it just feels like, knowing what we know, that the Packers will probably go in there and win because the Packers own the Bears. And it drives them nuts because Chicago is this huge American hub.
Yeah.
And Green Bay is the size of this desk. And Green Bay just destroys them every year. And it just drives them nuts. And the Packer fans come down and they just... I feel the same way when the Cubs lose to the Brewers. It grinds my gears. We got all this money. We're Chicago. We're Wrigley Field. And this podunk organization from Milwaukee just kicks our teeth in every year. And it's the same thing in this sport. It's a real deal. That's a show. I think, for me, if you gave me one ticket for the NFL this weekend, I think my one ticket's got to be 49ers Eagles in Philly. But Packers Bears in Chicago is a close second.
Man.
I would like to take a game in at the Link.
Man,
I got the itch from last week when I went to the Sugar Bowl. Because when was the last time I went to a big game that LSU wasn't playing in? Like I don't, or the Saints. Like I just haven't been a completely impartial observer in such a long time. Like I got the itch to like do that again, and I would like to go. I would like to go watch a game in Philly and watch those degenerates
just
hammer Yinglings and just scream. That's what I'd like to see.
And you don't got nothing to do with it. They just screaming at you to scream at you, and that's a term of endearment. But if I had one ticket, man, this is gonna sound crazy, but just because I seen how that environment was with the Ravens game, give me that Steelers game, Monday night, cold. It's not Acrisure Stadium. I mean,
Heinz Field.
Yeah, Heinz Field, whatever.
That's what I'm going to call
it. Wherever they was in Batman where it got blown up.
Yep.
I mean, that environment looked on 10, and I just would like to see if C.J. Stroud, we know what the Texans bring, but if Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin can find a way to actually get a W, I'm going to be there, Monday Night Football.
My group chat's buzzing a little bit about Aaron Rodgers' wife.
Who's his wife?
There's a percolating story. Nobody knows.
I don't know. That's why
people are digging up on podcasts. Her name's Brittany with an I, apparently, but no one's ever seen her. There's no pictures of her. She didn't go to the Wives and Girlfriends event that the Steelers put on. Like, it's a developing story.
It's Canadian girl.
My interest level in it is 0.0%, but it's a developing story apparently. All right, we got to talk about what LSU's going to do at quarterback now. So we'll do that to finish off the hour when we come back.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Let me tell you about Marucci first. You know about Marucci. You should know about Marucci. It's a gem here in Baton Rouge. Go take a tour. Why would I take a tour? Well, it's an incredible story, and it's become a national brand out of a backyard shed in Baton Rouge. 22 years ago, all right, we're going to go make some bats. Made a bat. Now they make $1,200 a day, and it's the official bat of Major League Baseball. That's a pretty cool story. you can go see it. Go take a tour. Go online, MarucciSports.com, click on Campus Tours. You got a class, take them. Got a team, baseball season's around the corner, softball season's around the corner, take them. Got a family, just want to go by yourself. Go see the facility over there at Marucci. It is world class, and it is a gym here in Baton Rouge. They make 1,200 bats every single day. You want to use one of them, jump in the cage? You can do that as well. Marucci's the official mat of Major League Baseball, and they're right here in Baton Rouge. Go book a tour, MarucciSports.com/campus-tour. It's all there, MarucciSports.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
South Louisiana, it's turnaround season, and River Parish Contractors is calling in the best of the best. We're hiring pipe fitters, iron workers, boiler makers, combo and structural welders, rig welders, carpenters, crane operators, dirt operators, and more. If you're ready to work, ready to earn, and ready to build something that lasts, call Big Jake at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Friday show is brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. Got great sauces over there at Corks. The Cork sauce is fantastic. Got a little bit of a kick to it. That is my favorite. They got the classics too, tartar sauce, cocktail sauce, but their breading is just awesome on that delicious crispy fried catfish, jumbo Gulf shrimp. Got your honey butter rolls as well, crawfish etouffee. They put that over the top of those famous baked potatoes. It's good stuff over there at Corks. If you hadn't been by, go see them on Government between Foster and Jefferson or online at corksfishandshrimp.com. All right, quarterback's a big deal, obviously, for LSU. They got to find one. And it seemed like a really, really bad thing last night when the news of Damon Williams broke that he was going to stay at Washington. And I understand why that sounds awful. And it's less than ideal because I think he would have been a complete game changer at LSU. So this morning when I got to my desk, I was like, okay, what's out there? What's possible? And there are some names. It's it doesn't appear to me that LSU is going to pull in a potential first-team All-American quarterback here. That doesn't seem likely to me. But there are some names that have some real positives attached to them. You look at the unproven former 5-stars. You got 2 of those. Deuce Knight, who was at Auburn, and Huson Longstreet, who was at USC. Both guys were 5-stars in last year's class, didn't play very much as true freshmen, and are looking somewhere else. The sincere thought is that Deuce Knight, who is from Mississippi, will go to Ole Miss now that Trinidad Chambliss is moving on because he's not going to get that waiver. Not bad enough tonsils, apparently. So I think Deuce Knight's probably going to go to Ole Miss. Will LSU talk to him? Yeah, but that's the likelihood. Longstreet has been tied to Oregon after he decided to transfer from USC. But I think LSU will give him a look. So that's one option here, the former 5-stars. Then you've got some older players. You've got Dylan Raiola from Nebraska, who's got some talent. Runs around, call him Mini Mahomes, throws weird arm slots. Yeah, he's looking around. You've got Bo Pribula, who did a nice job at Missouri this year. He was okay. And then you've got, obviously, Sam Leavitt, who we've been talking about for a week and a half. And it doesn't feel like Leavitt's going to circle back to LSU. I can't get the mental image out of my mind of him being at the basketball game when the news broke from Seattle about Williams that he was going to enter the transfer portal and everybody tied it to LSU. And then he planned that trip to Tennessee spur of the moment. It felt messy. And I just don't know if that's going to be healed. He's at Miami now that the Hurricanes are back in Miami, and he'll get a look at that. It just doesn't feel likely. Raiola and Pribula, who knows? We'll see. And then you've got the small school transfer in. It's worked for Diego Pavia, worked for Trinidad Chambliss. It can work. It doesn't have to. Like Cam Ward started an Incarnate Word. But you've got Landon Clark from Elon, who, unlike Deuce Knight and Longstreet, has played a lot. He just isn't one of the former 5-stars from the big name school. But I just rattled off 6 names there. Longstreet, Knight, Raiola, Pribula, Leavitt, Clark, and LSU's got a big war chest to deploy here. So they're going to get interest from just about everybody. The problem for LSU is that 2 of the schools that you're competing with, you know they got deep pockets. You got Oregon, Phil Knight, Nike. You got Miami. They've been unloading money by the truck, and they're not going to stop now. It's working. So 2 of the teams that are still very much in the portal looking for quarterbacks, not to mention Ole Miss, if you want to talk about Deuce Knight, and you know if there's a situation where Deuce Knight were to say, like if I'm Deuce Knight's agent, I'm saying, hey, Ole Miss, great season, love what you did with Trinidad Chambliss, and my client is from Mississippi. That's interesting. But LSU is on the other line, so let's talk. You can get Ole Miss to spend $20 million on a quarterback if they think the other option is that Lane Kiffin's going to get him in Baton Rouge. That's what I would do if I was Deuce Knight's agent. But you do have options. And I trust Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss to put together an offense that makes things, easy's the wrong word, doable for a quarterback. As long as the guy has reasonable physical attributes and a reasonable mind, I think that LSU will be a functioning offense. Kiffin's just done it for too long for me to think, well, he's got to have a first-round pick in Jackson Dart to figure this out. No. So if Bo Pribula came to LSU, it's not as exciting as if DeMond Williams came. But I think he could run Lane Kiffin's offense. I think Dylan Raiola could run Lane Kiffin's offense. I certainly think Sam Leavitt could run Lane Kiffin's offense. The problem is he can't practice. But you've got options. I'm not going to pretend to know a ton about Longstreet from USC, the 5-star. I know that he was the number 4 quarterback, according to On3 in the 2025 class. I don't know much beyond that. And I don't know. I'm not going to just immediately take Elon's quarterback, Landon Clark, and go, look, Trinidad Chambliss, Landon Clark, same thing. Boom, you got it. I'm not gonna do that. That's way too lazy. That Trinidad Chambliss story is one they should probably make a movie about, which they almost had to if they'd have won that game last night. But you got options. LSU just needs to find one. And if you need to go to junior college, like we talked about yesterday, to go get a backup, that's okay. It's a wild deal, this quarterback portal situation. And LSU's got money and they've got some options. I wish Devon Williams was coming. That guy can really play. And if they get Sam Levitt, I'll be thrilled. But I think there are still some options, and this is not like the defense under Kiffin where you think the bottom could fall out. I don't think the bottom's falling out of LSU's offense with the skill position players that they've got, and with Kiffin and Weiss and that brain trust. They got to get some guys up front, which we're going to talk about in 5 minutes, and then they need to make sure that they've got someone with some physical ability at quarterback. And I just think they may not lead the country in total offense. In fact, I'm confident they won't. But I think they'll be functional enough to play complementary football with that defense to win games. Maybe that's ambitious. Maybe it's Pollyanna. Maybe it is. But that's the way I feel. They just got to make one of these things happen. And I trust that they'll do it at some point over the course of the next week. We'll see. That's it for hour number 1 here on this Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. If you missed any of it, Hunt on LSU, where you can find that conversation, the conversation with Preston Guy. And you can find the Hunt Palmer Show wherever you find your sound, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, wherever your sound is. Just search the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll pause for Sports Center national headlines. LSU's making portal ads, especially on offense. We're going to talk about that, plus some hoops. When we come back.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Lifetime Roofing. Love telling you about Lifetime Roofing because as of January 1st, you're talking about a lifetime workmanship warranty. Who does that? Well, Lifetime Roofing does. Lifetime workmanship warranty. If you're planning on being in that house for a long time and you think it might be time to get a new roof, well, let the folks at Lifetime Roofing go look. They're not just going to say, hey, we'll put a new roof on it because that gets them a paycheck. They're going to go up there and give you an honest word. If it's fine, it's fine. If it just needs a tune-up to fortify it, they'll do the tune-up. Just needs a little repair, they'll do that. If you need a new roof, they can help you with that as well. And I know that can be a scary thing for some people because roofs can be expensive. They've got financing options, 0% for 18 months. Even if you've got a deductible that's healthy, they can help you finance that as well. They care about the community. They're from the community, and they want to help you. It's Lifetime Roofing. Go check them out online at lifetimeroofingla.com. That's lifetimeroofingla.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
This new year, Hood Dental wants you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays, a $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care, Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And for January only, save 15% up to $150 on restorative treatment. Schedule today at hooddentalcare.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress,
such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Sean Ryder. The NCAA has denied Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss a waiver for a sixth year of eligibility. The decision appears to end his college career, although Ole Miss will appeal. College football playoff semifinals continue tonight with a Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl with number 1 Indiana taking on number 5 Oregon. The Hoosiers knocked off the Ducks 30-20 back in October. Indiana head coach Curt Cignetti on facing Oregon for a second time, and this time to head to the national championship game.
I don't know that it's an advantage or a disadvantage. Depends how you look at it. Both teams are going to look at the tape, what they did well and what they didn't do well, and have their tweaks. So a lot of people will tell you that, and it's hard to beat a great team twice. And some would say that that gives them the psychological advantage, and I understand that. So, but we got to go in there fully prepared and put it on the field, and that's what we've done up to this point.
And Oregon versus Indiana, Peach Bowl in Atlanta, ESPN TV and radio coverage starting at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, St. Louis legend Joe Buck joins us at 8 a.m. Eastern to look ahead to the Steelers and Texans on Monday Night Football. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Hour 2, Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. We got some LSU hoops to talk about in 15 minutes. They're going to play maybe the best team in the league in the Vanderbilt Commodores tomorrow in Nashville. We'll mention that. Still got some portal news to get to, which we will do here in this first segment. So lots to get to, plus Oregon and Indiana tonight. I want to talk about that as well. So I am trying to keep up with the transfer portal. It's very difficult. Like, when I go into a segment to start the 15 minutes that run into a segment, like I'm checked out from the Twitterverse. Like, I'm talking about what I'm talking about. So then I have to go back and like check Twitter to see what has happened in the last 15 minutes. And like oftentimes there's a commitment, poof, right there. I mean, there's been 2 during the show today. And we're an hour in. 2 wide receivers, one from McNeese, one from Illinois. And we'll get to that. But I want to start with what happened yesterday on the offensive line and then get into, and defensive line, candidly. And then we'll get into the offense as well. So this will be dated in like 5 minutes because we'll have 4 more transfers to talk about. But let me talk about the guys that they've gotten in the last 24 hours. It starts up front on the offensive line. And they got Jaquan Sprinkle from North Carolina Central, a MEAC school. And they got Jacoby Jones from Copiah Lincoln, a junior college. He went to Manny. He's been listed on rosters at University of Louisiana Lafayette and Georgia Tech, but played at Copiah Lincoln and is now headed to LSU. These are 2 guys who profile as guards who are from smaller schools. 2 things can be true. 1, you can find great offensive linemen at small schools. The NFL team down the road has done a marvelous job of it over the last 20 years. Herman Bushrod, Towson. Taron Armstead, Arkansas Pine Bluff. Jari Evans, Bloomsburg. Like, you can find them. They're there. They're there. But let me ask you, as an LSU fan listening to this, most people listening are an LSU fan. If I told you that Texas A&M lost their entire offensive line, which is true, the Aggies lost all 5 starters, and they went and replaced those guys with players from the MEAC and JUCO, what would you think? You'd go, what? They spend NIL money on guys from JUCO, Kapaya Lincoln. They went down to the MEAC. That's who they got blocking LSU next year. Like, that's probably what you would say. And I don't think that would be an unreasonable take. Those two things can be true. Like, are there a ton of SEC-ready offensive linemen in the MEAC? No. Are there some? Yeah. I'm not here to play scout. I'm not here to play talent evaluator. That's not my gig. Not on the football side, at least. So what I have to do as someone who's covering LSU and pulling for LSU is trust Lane Kiffin, Billy Glasscock, and then Wolford and Craig on the offensive line. That's the offensive line group. The head coach, the GM, and the two guys running the offensive line. Because if you're trying to make the purple and gold argument here for these small school offensive linemen, here's what you would say. Well, I've seen a parade of 4 and 5 stars roll through here the last 4 years, and they couldn't run the ball worth a flip. So what do I care? I don't care if they're at Kapaya Lincoln or if the number 1 offensive tackle in the nation. Give me somebody that can knock somebody out of the way. Okay. Like, I'm not telling you that's wrong. But this on paper, not on the field where it matters, on paper, is underwhelming. I'll call it that. It's underwhelming on paper. I've got guys walking out the door from LSU, going to Tennessee, going to Texas A&M, going to Ole Miss, like going to big schools. And LSU's going to the MEAC. On paper, that looks underwhelming. But if you trust the staff implicitly and just say, hey, y'all get it done, well, then you can look at it positively. We won't know. Maybe these guys are depth pieces that help in 2027. Maybe they're starters this year and they're really good. Maybe they get to campus and they can't play dead in the Western. I don't know. There are transfers that LSU brings in that I go, stud. Like, when LSU brings in Jack Pyburn, I can look at that and go, he will step in, he will set the edge, he will make tackles, he will stop the run. Absolutely. When Alabama goes and gets Jahmyr Gibbs from Georgia Tech, like, that's going to work. He's awesome. These aren't like that. Like, I can't sit here confidently and tell you that Jaquan Sprinkle and Jacoby Jones can play in the SEC. But the guys that know way more than me, they think they can. And they think it's worth time bringing them in for a visit, giving them some dollars, and putting them on the roster. So, on paper, looks underwhelming. But if you trust those guys over there to run that show, absolutely, take them in. Now, on the more paper-friendly side of things, Jordan Ross commits to LSU from Tennessee on the defensive line. Jordan Ross, former 5-star. Jordan Ross, been on that team a couple years in Knoxville. And what I like to do when coaches and now players go from one place to the other, I like to see what the reaction is from the place where they departed. I like to see that reaction. I think it tells you something. Now, I know that fans can be emotional and irrational and put their team's glasses on, and so you got to factor that in when you look. But I checked on the responses to the Tennessee beat writers reporting that Jordan Ross was going in the portal. And most of the comments, most of the reaction from folks in Knoxville was, ouch. Most of the reaction was, that guy is going to start, that guy's got talent, that guy can help. And I told you yesterday when I was talking about the defensive line with LSU, I said, look, this all looks very solid. I told you, I used the WAR, the wins above replacement, Major League Baseball stat, and I'm like, if you're a 0, that sounds bad, but it's really just means you're league average. You can be a negative WAR player. You can be a negative win player, a -3 player. You can be a positive player, positive +4. And I told you the guys that they brought in, to me, statistically, measurables-wise, recruiting rankings-wise, production-wise, looked like pretty solid. Looked like about a 0 WAR guy. Ross has the upside to be better than that. Ross has the upside to be a game changer as a pass rusher. I checked out the Pro Football Focus numbers on Jordan Ross. He was 5th on Tennessee's defense in terms of PFF grades in pass rush. He had an 80.2 grade in pass rush. He had 13 pressures this year in a total of 132 snaps. He got back there and hit the quarterback a couple times. He had 9 different hurries. He applied pressure to the quarterback when given an opportunity off the edge for Tennessee. And I think LSU desperately needs that. You can't win in real football levels, so college and the NFL, if you cannot rush the passer. LSU did a poor job in 2025 of rushing the passer. Jack Pyburn didn't develop into a great pass rusher. Patrick Payton didn't pop like he did a couple of years ago at Florida State. Gabe Relaford got hurt. You didn't see a lot of significant action off the edge for LSU this year. You saw it with Swinson the year before that, and we know there have been some guys with Ojulari and Chason and Key going back in that kind of that way. Like LSU's had some guys that could bend the edge and get after you, and Ross could be that guy. He's not proven it, but there's some evidence of it. That's why he was a 5-star, and that's why his PFF pass rush grade is so good. I like that ad on the defensive side. And I just saw, and I haven't done any research on this whatsoever because it just happened, so I just had to pull up his stat page. But I saw that LSU got a commitment from Illinois wide receiver Malik Elzy. Malik Elzy is 6'2" wide receiver from the Chicago area. This year for the Fighting Illini, Brett Bielema's squad. He had, let me look, not very much production. Wow, 7 catches, 84 yards. That's not a lot of action. He has only had 16 catches in 3 years for Illinois. So that is, I mean, again, you're learning about him the same way I am because I'm just pulling up the information. Just not a guy that did a whole heck of a lot unless he got hurt, which is certainly possible. I don't know. Let me look. I can Google that. Malik Elzy injury. This is what the people really like to pull up when I'm doing. Yep, had a hamstring injury. So, those stats on ESPN are wrong. Apparently he had 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Had a knee injury in 2024 and a high ankle sprain this past year. All right, that makes it more interesting. So you're talking about a guy who's got some ability, who has been hurt, but I like the size at 6'2". And I think LSU, if you're just looking at what they've added at wide receiver, which is 5 now, they've done a nice job of adding guys with some size, guys with some shake. You got a couple like Eugene Wilson. Trey Wilson is 5'10". Got Elzy, who's taller. Jackson Harris from Hawaii is taller. You lost a lot of production at wide receiver, a lot of bodies at wide receiver, and I think LSU's done a nice job in terms of diversifying the room with different types of players. So interesting ad there for LSU from the Power Conference. Illinois has had a couple of nice seasons under Brett Bielema. So you get Malik Elzy, who comes in from the Fighting Illini after dealing with a couple of years of injuries with knee injury and a high ankle sprain. So the offense looks good from a playmaker perspective. You got to continue to work on the guys up front, and you certainly got to work on quarterback. But they'll have somebody to throw it to, whoever comes in, and that's something you can show these visitors if and when you can get them to town. You've got some guys to chuck it around to. Malik Elzy being the most recent. There's a commitment from McNeese a little bit earlier as well, and Josh Jackson. So they're just going nuts with the wide receiver ads in football ops. All right, when we come back, LSU and Vandy tomorrow in hoops. What do I like? What do I not like? We'll talk about it next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
One Bath and Closets. OneBathAndClosets.com is the website. David Duvall and his team, 30 years redesigning and remodeling bathrooms and closets. Safety can be a big issue in the bathroom, especially as folks age. There's someone in your life you love, wants to stay home, potentially could be a hazardous situation in the bathroom. Do what you can to mitigate that risk. Put in non-slip floors. Put in a walk-in tub for convenience, comfort, and safety. Put in a shower with a bench in it. You can do that. Makes things a little bit safer. Handrails can be helpful in slippery areas. These are things that you may not think about day to day, but now that I talk about it, you go, oh, that would make some sense. David Duvall and his team do this kind of stuff all the time. He is happy to help you with that. If you're thinking, but just about the holidays, like got that credit card bill up a little bit, don't know if I want to cut that check. Well, you may not have time to waste on that, and there are financing options available. Got 18 months at 0%, same as cash if you qualify for it. Just talk to David about it. Have that conversation. That conversation's free. That didn't cost a thing. Talk to David about it. He's happy to help. It's One Bath and Closets. Get that free consultation. Check out their great work on the website, OneBathAndClosets.com.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is...
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Jordan, have you ever come across our guy Mincy?
Of course, I've interviewed him with Devin Snow. We had a podcast with him. Yeah,
right.
Very. He ate a banana. He said he could eat the fastest banana and swallowed a whole banana in like 10 seconds.
Are you aware of what he's been doing for the last 2 days, 3 days?
I've seen him. He was in a Sprinter van on FaceTime with Lane Kiffin, and I seen some photoshops of him with like sunflower seeds spitting on some dude.
So the thought at Barstool, and we're going to get to hoops here in a second, is that Mintz doesn't do anything. That's kind of the prevailing thought. And they don't understand how he goes on these like huge trips and sees games and shows and mooches his way through the whole thing, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had anything but very pleasant interactions with Mincy. We were texting in Omaha. We never like connected because I was doing stuff. But they had a guy follow him around going to the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
And the content has been hilarious, quite frankly. I mean, our guy, he packed for a 3-night trip in just a backpack. They asked what was in his backpack. His toothbrush was just loose in there.
Oh, my goodness.
He was packing individual socks. None of them were grouped together.
I'm not surprised.
It's quite a scene. It's been hilarious to watch as well. There's a little bit of a local angle there because he worked for us for a little bit when Jimmy was at night on 6 to 8 on Game Time. But
Jimmy loves him. Jimmy loves him.
The Mincy. I mean, the guy just loves life, has fun. Now, I'm thrilled that he had a terrible night last night.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love the guy, but I don't need his Revs winning any games. And they lost. And Mincy's still out there in the desert, just moving along. He doesn't have to go to Miami now, so he can head back to Chicago. No Revs in Miami.
Get him out of here. You know, he's a Louisiana guy that does the Ole Miss thing, so get him out of here.
All right, let me talk about basketball here for about 8 minutes. Tigers are up against it tomorrow. For those of you that are not paying attention to SEC basketball, and I totally get why you're not, because LSU's 0-2, but Vanderbilt's awesome. They are 15-0. They have beaten St. Mary's by 25, SMU by 19, beat Memphis in overtime, beat Wake Forest by 31, beat South Carolina by 12, and beat Bama 96-90. This is an offense that Mark Byington has put together in Nashville that is 5th in the nation in offensive efficiency, 5th in the nation in points per game, 8th in the nation in assists per game. And listen to these two stats that I think are so impressive. They're 5th in the country in 2-point field goal percentage and 11th in the country in made threes per game. So they are shooting at an incredibly high rate from 2, and they are making a ton of threes. It's just it's a machine that they've got at Vanderbilt. They've got 3 guys that play the perimeter in Duke Miles, Tyler Tanner, and Tyler Nichols. So 2 Tylers and a Duke. Duke Miles is a 6'2 grad student, 17.2 points per game, leads Vandy. He's shooting 36% from 3, which is a nice clip. The other 2 guys, Tyler Tanner on the wing, he also averages 17 points per game, 42% from 3. And then they got Tyler Nichols, who's 6'7". And he plays out on the wing, and my guy Tyler Nichols gets shots up, and he makes them. 48% from three-point range. And you're going, 48%? What is he, like 7 for 15? Nope. 110 of his 142 field goals are from deep. He shot 110 threes, and he's shooting nearly 50% on 110 threes. LSU's perimeter defense is bad. It's bad. They don't defend well on the perimeter. McKinnon's not a great defender. Deon Thomas isn't a great defender. Jalen Reese is quick, but he's not a great defender. PJ Carter's not a great defender. They're not great on the perimeter. And they allow penetration routinely. And what does penetration allow? Well, 1, layups, but 2, kickouts and threes. And Vanderbilt gets buckets, especially in that gym. They just dropped 96 on Nate Oates' head, which I was happy about. But now LSU's got to go play him. And this is the reason that I told you on Monday and Tuesday, you have to beat South Carolina. Because Saturday looks bleak. I don't know what the number is. My guess is Vanderbilt is a 13, 14-point choice. Maybe that's ridiculous. I'm not like Jimmy on that. I don't have any metrics to back that up. It's just I've watched Vanderbilt and I've watched LSU. And if you're talking about an LSU team that can't run Texas Tech off the line, that can't run Prairie View off the line, they can't run South Carolina off the three-point line, Vanderbilt is going to throw a party out there.
I just want to confirm you're right. It's a 14.5-point spread.
That's pretty good by me.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
14.5. That breaks my heart. So this is a terrible matchup for LSU. If you're telling me, like, how does LSU stay in this thing? Well, 1, you have to score. Like, you have to. You're not going to hold Vanderbilt to 70. It's just not going to happen. So ultimately, you do have to play good defense and play better defense and hope that Vanderbilt does miss some shots, but you have to go score. And the problem is that LSU's best method of scoring is for Deon Thomas to create the offense, and he's not there. And without Deon Thomas, Markel Sutton is on a milk cart. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was League Player of the Year last year, averaged almost 20 points per game at a lower level, yes, but still, at Omaha was a really good scorer. And he came out this year and was scoring. He had double figures in LSU's first 4 games. When LSU beat Boston College, he scored 18. Big game against SMU in New Orleans. He goes for 23 points, took 15 shots in that game. He had 19 against Southeastern, 21 against Prairie View, and then Deon Thomas goes out. And you play A&M, and he scores 3. And you play South Carolina, he goes 1 of 5 from the floor and scores 6 points. He's just MIA. And he's somebody you're counting on. Like McKinnon and Nwoku can't do everything. And Nwoku didn't show up for the South Carolina game. Couldn't make shots. So LSU's offense with Markel Sutton is pretty good. I would say LSU's offense with Markel Sutton is in the top half of the SEC. I would say that. Without him, it's not. And Jalen Reese has done admirably. But they took him out of the game in the second half against South Carolina. Rashad King had to run the point. So I don't see a scenario shy of McKinnon having a flamethrower, which he's done twice. McKinnon's done this twice. And if he makes 7 threes, you can stay in it. He makes 7 threes, and you get it kind of an off a day from Vanderbilt, which, look, you got an off day from Texas A&M. Texas A&M shoots a lot of threes. You played a little bit of defense. They didn't shoot it great from deep. And maybe that happens for Vanderbilt. That's the old saying. We talked about it for the A&M game. Live by the 3, die by the 3. But Vanderbilt hadn't died yet. They're 15-0. So this is a game that I just have no expectation on for LSU whatsoever. We can talk about next week. Kentucky is playing like garbage. Missouri is fine. They're both at home. Maybe you get one, but you're falling to 0-3 on Saturday because I just don't see a way that LSU wins it. I just don't know. I thought LSU would take care of South Carolina, and they got down 30 in the first half. So you can take my handicapping on that wherever you want to take it, which is generally to the bank on the opposite side. But Vanderbilt is playing so good. They create such good shots. They run such good offense, and they shoot it well. I wish LSU would field a team that could shoot the ball well. They shoot it well from two-point range against non-conference teams, but they don't shoot it great. And without De'Don Thomas, it's just you just can't keep up. So game tomorrow. I'll have a preview up on LouisianaSports.net this evening, and I'll write the recap tomorrow, and we'll talk about it on Monday, I'm sure. But my expectation level for LSU tomorrow, not very high against Vanderbilt. Baseball team starts practicing this week, though. It's real sad that most January discussions around LSU basketball end in, well, when's the baseball team start practicing? Like, that's generally speaking how the conversations go. I just gave it to you. So there it is. You think LSU's going to win tomorrow, Jordan? You got the Tigers?
I can't even say that, man, because the South Carolina one, I'm traumatized. I told you. I checked the score, and I'm like,
you didn't
no
even
way.
see it. You should have seen it.
They were chucking it in from my team was losing.
They were chucking it in from the cheap seats. The Gamecocks, 15th in the SEC in 3-point shooting, just ripping the nets. Pow, pow. I
just can't believe that.
Just buckets.
Hey,
LSU couldn't run them off the line.
Well, Hunt, I don't know if you've seen, but it's a small coalition of LSU basketball fans. Not really many of them, but they're there. They have come out and said they're banning Lane Kiffin from coming to the games. So I guess they haven't won.
Yeah, no PMAC for Lane, only portal.
Yeah,
no PMAC, only portal.
I've heard he hasn't won since he's been in the building.
Well, that could be true. They don't win a lot. All right, we got 30 minutes to go. Coming back.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Let me tell you about my friends over at Auctioner. Look, they've got some great things going on with this new year, and one of them is their Eat Fit Alcohol Free for 40 challenge. It's the new year. Registration's open, so you can join the official event or just take on the challenge from home. But it's your chance to hit reset and kind of feel the difference. They're not asking you to give up anything forever here, but seeing how your body responds when you take a break, kind of let it recharge. So sign up, get access to pre- and post-challenge metrics like body composition, blood pressure, optional labs, and see over time, over 40 days, what that looks like when you are alcohol-free. You'll see difference, obviously, like in the first 2 weeks. So they're Eat Fit, they support you. They got zero-proof drink ideas, nutrition tips, a community of people taking on the challenge together. If you need a group to help you out in the new year with this challenge, they've got it for you at Auctioner. You can learn more and sign up at alcoholfreefor40.com. That's alcoholfreefor40.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. The Dos Equis.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
A lot of dancing on the SEC's grave last night, which, trust me, I'm no fan of the SEC. I was running around my kitchen island last night, as I told you. I also think that there needs to be some context behind that. SEC's dead, hadn't played the national title game in 3 years. Okay, that's fine. But let's talk about what happened prior to that. You had a run of 15 years where Nick Saban was an unstoppable force. He would have done the same thing at Michigan. He would have done the same thing at Texas in the Big 12. He would have done the same thing at Clemson in the ACC or Miami in the ACC. He just happened to be at Alabama in the SEC. He would have built a monster wherever, whenever. And it took Cam Newton and Joe Burrow and a kick six to beat this guy. So that was carrying the mantle for the league. Now, LSU chipped in there, and Auburn made 2 title game appearances, and then Kirby had that run. And yes, certainly there were other people in the conference that were responsible for some of this. And the conference was incredibly strong. But this notion that the SEC is dead is silly. It doesn't have the greatest coach of all time in it anymore. And so you've got a fairly level playing field. Like, Georgia lost to Notre Dame last year with its backup quarterback. Georgia was as good as anybody last year. Ole Miss lost on the last play of the game, basically, last night. Well, yeah, I mean, if you count the Hail Mary, last play of the game. Ole Miss lost on the last play of the game. That means they're dead? Like, yeah, you don't have the Alabama that you once had, and I don't think Oklahoma was great, and the sport is equalized because your depth leaves. You sign on these 5 stars and 4 stars, and they don't play for 1 year and they leave. So the depth is gone, and the sport has equalized. But if you just want to sit here and say, well, I saw the SEC win every national championship under the sun for 15 years, and now they don't, they suck. Well, this is a Saban thing, okay? When you take Saban out of the equation, who's carrying the flag for one school, for one conference, it changes. And Alabama was an absolute death machine for 15 years. I talked about this in October this year. As Texas A&M was continuing to pile up wins, I was going, they've elevated. They're better than they were. I can watch them play, and they're better than they were. But even if they'd have been at that level, that team that they fielded would have gotten annihilated by a lot of those Alabama teams. They could not have stayed on the same field as 2019 and 2020 Alabama with Tua and Mac Jones and all those receivers. Those 2011, 2012 teams would have crushed that A&M team this year. But that team doesn't exist anymore. And if you want to suggest that that's what you're talking about when you say the SEC's dead, well, that was one program. LSU wasn't always good enough to compete with them. Georgia wasn't always good enough to compete with them. Auburn wasn't always good enough to compete with them. Now, they pop the team up every once in a while, just like Oregon will and Ohio State will and Michigan will, and like it's just going to happen around the country. But I'm not here to tell you that the SEC is dead. And, oh, everybody got to pay players and the SEC went away. Well, it didn't go away. It's still really good. You can't tell me that just because Georgia has lost by a field goal against Ole Miss this year, who Ole Miss clearly played with Miami, and Georgia lost to them by a field goal, and so they're dead? Georgia loses to Notre Dame last year in the Sugar Bowl, their backup quarterback? Like, yeah, Alabama's not what they were. They're not. And schools like Tennessee and LSU and Texas A&M are still trying to punch their way back into the mix. But this is an Alabama discussion. It's not an SEC discussion. And the SEC is just fine. The SEC's got a ton of money and a ton of passion and big stadiums and a fertile recruiting base and good football teams. Yeah, the sport has equalized a little bit, but that's not the same thing as saying the SEC's dead, in my estimation. Now, that being said, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching 2 more college football playoff games with no SEC team involved that I care about. I wouldn't really care about Georgia. I wouldn't really care about Tennessee. I haven't worked up enough hatred for Texas and Oklahoma next. But I can't have A&M in there. I can't have Ole Miss in there. I don't want Auburn winning anything. I don't want Florida winning anything. Like, the teams that LSU is most closely connected to, I don't want to watch do well. That's the misconception, I think, outside the South, is that everybody in the South loves everybody in the South. There was a time where SEC fans, stupidly in my estimation, were chanting SEC, SEC, SEC after bowl games. Those days are dead. I never did that. I always knew that I wanted SEC teams to come back to the pack because I thought that would make LSU's life easier. And you saw it this year. Ole Miss's life was a little bit easier, and they capitalized on it. So I'm going to be thrilled to watch games that don't involve SEC teams starting tonight. And that'll be with Indiana and Oregon, and I think it's going to be an incredible football game. Now, I looked at the box score from the first 2 times these two teams met. The first time these two teams met. And you know, Indiana, you got to understand it's on the road in Outson, which is a tough place to play. They controlled the action. They won first downs by 9. They outgained them by 60. They outthrew them by 30. They outran them by 30. They won time of possession. They won the turnover battle. They ran it a little bit better. They were better than Oregon in that game. But the thought is that Oregon wasn't what they are now at that point. I don't know. I mean, I realize that they limped by Penn State, which was number 3 in the country at that time, and you feel like they weren't that good. But they had controlled the action against all the bad teams they had played previously. Maybe Dante Moore's a little bit better now than he was then. He's going to have to be. I am fascinated once again to watch Curt Cignetti's Indiana team play. because he's revolutionized this thing, and there are some places you can watch a revitalization or a resurgence of a program and immediately point to why it happens. Like when Chip Kelly starts going nuts at Oregon, like you can tell because he's doing something that no one else does. He's running this ridiculous tempo, scoring 70 points on everybody. Like you can point to that. I can look to Bruce Pearl and say, oh, at Auburn, they've always been terrible. He's getting 5-star kids in there, and their talent level's just gone through the roof. There are plenty of places you can look and see why a place got revitalized. Like Tony Vitello brought in big leaguers. And I look at Indiana and Kurt Cignetti, and yeah, they have the Heisman Trophy winners probably going to first in the draft. And they've got guys that are going to play in the NFL, but like it's not like you don't see mock drafts with 5 Indiana guys in the first round like you would with Saban or Kirby's teams when they were winning it all. And you don't watch Indiana play and go, whoa, I've never seen that before. It's just they're not doing anything that looks to me revolutionary. They just play great. It's so simple to say, and it's hard for me personally to understand. Like, football's a pretty simple game. You snap it, you block them, or you tackle them. And Indiana just does that. They don't turn it over a lot. They don't commit big penalties. They don't have coverage busts. They're just in position and execute. And it just blows my mind that you could go from the worst division, Power 5 team, now Power 4 team, Power 4 program, to the best one by just blocking and tackling. That, it just doesn't click in my brain. If you told me they had defensive ends that were going to go in the first 8 picks of the draft, which they had a really productive one that got hurt, obviously, or they had Calvin Johnson looking at a wide receiver, or they had a quarterback that was just so dynamic that you'd never seen anything like it. Like I could maybe compartmentalize it a little bit better. I never watched Fernando Mendoza and go, God, this guy's unbelievable. But like he completes on 3rd and 7 and they get in the red zone and he finds the guy and makes the pass, or they get in there and they run it in. It's so simple. It's so bread and butter. It's like a symphony, and I just don't get it. And I'm excited to watch that tonight. Like, I know Dan Lanning went to Oregon, and he started pulling in 5-stars. And Dan Lanning has worked for Kirby Smart and has that defense. And, like, their talent level is immense at Oregon. That I get why they're that good. I understand why Ole Miss started scoring a ton of points offensively, because Kiffin does that. I understand why Texas A&M is awesome on 3rd downs, because Mike Elko, that's his baby, and he creates pressure packages that confuse people, and like it's very identifiable. I can't identify the trait of Indiana that makes them the best team in the nation and a back-to-back playoff team. That just is wild to me. They're a 3-point choice tonight, and I think it would be foolish to go against them. We had J.D. Piquel on Wednesday. He said he likes Oregon. He likes Oregon to win this game and the next one. That wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not going to pick against Indiana. It's like I've said this a few times in the air. I think Cignetti's a witch. I can't figure out how you have revolutionized something without revolutionizing anything. It's crazy to me. Jordan, you watched Indiana play. You heard Jimmy and all these handicappers talk about it. Like, what do they think? I'm not smart enough to figure this out.
Well, they're definitely on it's hard to beat a team twice. So that's a little concerning a little bit. But I'm all in on Indiana. I kind of slept on them a little bit. I slept on them a little bit.
When you watch Mendoza play, do you ever go, whoa, that was awesome?
I will say that, yeah, against Alabama, because I was blinded by the SEC thing. I'm like, oh, no, man, Bama going to stuff them in the locker, man. We going to see how good he really is. And then,
38-3.
Yeah, you know, and I'm like, there's no, like, this guy's the Heisman. Like, we're going to see. And I'm like, so this is, that's why he's the Heisman. So he shut me completely up. Indiana shut me completely up. Cignetti, I mean, he was his scowling all the way around. But it is hard to beat a team twice. I think whoever wins this game is the national champion. I think this is the national championship tonight. Miami, I think they have the better team, but their coaching is not on par to what Oregon or what Indiana's offering. So I got Indiana just because they're 14-0 and they shut me up against Alabama.
This is my last take, and then we'll get to take it or leave it and close it out for the week. Just hear me out here.
Yeah.
We had a real discussion about Miami and Alabama and Notre Dame.
Yes.
And we let Tulane and James Madison in, and now you see what one of those teams that was right there on the fringe did.
Yeah.
Miami went to Kyle Field and punked them.
Yep.
Took on Ohio State in Dallas and punked them, and then went out and beat Ole Miss.
Yep.
Like, there are teams ranked 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that can do this annually. I don't need to watch James Madison play in the freaking playoff. Get him out. Because you know who's never going to do that? James Madison.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch Tulane in the playoff. There are teams with talent that may have tripped up in October, played a tough game. This is so obvious. It's so obvious. And anybody that all these national guys are writing, well, you take 50% of the sport and you tell them they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance. Miami has a chance.
Yeah.
And if they'd gotten left out because we left 2 spots for Tulane and James Madison, forget it. And I understand ACC tiebreakers and don't lose to Louisville and all that kind of stuff. No. Give me that. Give me the teams with the pros. Give me the team that's got those dudes. I want Fletcher. I want Bain. I want Mesidor. Like, give me those dudes, not James Madison. It's a pretty simple concept. All right, let's come close it up next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC, Highway 61 in St. Francisville. You want to know what's on the lot at Fabry Chevrolet GMC? Well, it's easy. Go to FabryChevrolet.com. The entire inventory is right there. They got new if you're looking for new. They got pre-owned if you're looking for pre-owned. Tahoe, Silverado, Suburban, looking for the Chevys, they got them. Sierras, Yukon, Denali, they got those on the GMC side as well. The Fabry family has been here in Baton Rouge doing business 35 years. A lot of you driving around have dealt with the Fabry family at one of their 3 locations, one of their 5 brands. You know it's a pleasant buying experience. You know the customer service is phenomenal. That's what you'll get if you make the short drive up to St. Francisville. If you're up there in New Roads, you're up there in Ethel by Sagrera Farms, if you're up there in Point Capee Parish of the Felicianas, head on in. If you're in Baton Rouge, make the short drive up Highway 61 in St. Francisville. New ownership starting on October 1st. Fabry family, very proud of Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Check out that inventory at FabryChevrolet.com. FabryChevrolet.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me. Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
Shout out to Corks Cajun fried fish and shrimp. Great catering stuff. Got a birthday party coming up. Want to feed the office here in the new year. Got any reason to celebrate. Watching some football. Plenty of that going on this weekend. Check out our friends over at Corks. Big trays, the crispy fried catfish, jumbo Gulf shrimp, shoestring fries, honey butter rolls. They got them all there at Corks. Good stuff. Go by and see them today. Government between Foster and Jefferson. Check out the menu, corksfishandshrimp.com. Get a po' boy. Great po' boys over there at Corks. They bring you our Friday shows each and every week. All right, Jordan, let's play some Take It or Leave It.
Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
All right, so John Morant, the number 2 pick in the 2019 draft, his time in, I guess you could say, Memphis is coming to an end. So the Grizzlies are officially entertaining trade offers that include John Morant for the first time in his tenure with the organization, according to Shams Charania. Between injury concerns, conduct detrimental to the team.
Yeah, some conduct that was detrimental. I would say that's fair.
Little something, nothing.
Social media broadcast content detrimental to the team.
Just broadcast Second Amendment. The Grizzlies are looking to move off the All-Star. So, John Morant, time in Memphis, over. Take it or leave it.
Take it. I mean, it's how about those two guys, Ja and Zion?
Oh, yeah,
very
man.
different stories.
Stepbrothers.
Very similar stories. It's just
from both from
the
South
talent
Carolina.
on those two guys. Yeah, both from South Carolina. Murray State and Duke. Little different routes, but to the top of the draft, and just maybe. I mean, it was not unreasonable to think when those two guys burst on the scene that they could be like the face of the league once like LeBron and Steph and those guys phased out. KD.
Yeah.
Did not happen.
Not even close.
Did not happen.
Not even close, especially because you saw
Jokic.
the flashes. You've seen the flashes. It would have been different if they were like a classic old school bust where you're just bad.
And I would like to show some people that were watching. The NBA was great in the 80s, no doubt. But show some people in the 80s clips of point guards like Ja Morant, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook. Like, this is what point guard's going to look like if you just give it 25 years. Like, the guys flying through the air, ridiculous athletes, dunking on everybody instead of like running pick and rolls out on the wing.
John Stockton.
Game changed a little bit.
Okay, so ahead of Friday's Peach Bowl against Oregon, the 2025 Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza revealed that his dinner before a big game consists of dinosaur chicken nuggets with mac and cheese. So the dinner of champions, take it or leave it.
I mean, I'm leaving it. First of all, leave it alone. Nobody loves dino nuggets more than Myers Palmer. The guy loves dinosaurs.
Hey, man.
Eats like 5 things, and one of them is chicken nuggets. And when we went and picked him up some dino nuggets for the first time like 6 months ago, I mean, the guy he was naming the kinds of dinosaurs that were in the nuggets. The fact that the Heisman winner is doing the same thing that my, at the time, 3-year-old was doing, we got to up it. What are we doing for the mac and cheese? Kraft?
Probably.
I mean, come on.
Dino nuggets.
Jeez.
Hey, if that's the meal that can get you a Heisman, hey man, let's Myers keep it going.
Paul Skeens eats before every start?
Probably something bland.
Chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
Wow,
Like, that's a heavy meal.
That's heavy. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, or throwing 102.
Yeah, I ain't got that. My arm ain't got that. So, according to NBA insider Chris Haynes, the Pelicans are informing teams that Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy III, Herb Jones, and Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears will all remain with the organization beyond the deadline. At 8-31, not trying to recoup assets. Take it or leave it.
Dumar's asleep. I know Gail's asleep. She doesn't
Sleepy
care.
Joe.
Did you see? There's a clip out there. I'll have to show it to you when we get off the air. There's a clip of Zion playing defense against.
I seen it. I watched the game. What the dude just Olay.
I mean,
watched the game.
Keller Palmer would have given a better effort. Keller can't even crawl. He just didn't even make an effort. It was
Olay. I know
just right to the goal for a layup.
Right to the goal.
Give me
man.
a break, man.
So yeah, you're 8-31. You're not trying to recoup any type of assets.
How's that first round pick going?
Hey man, AJ Dembonsa from BYU looks really good for the Atlanta Hawks. Not us, but yeah, man, it's bad. So me and you were trauma bonded between LSU men's basketball and yeah, that's it for takeover.
All right, that's it for the week. Portal. We'll be covering the portal at LouisianaSports.net. There's a tracker there on the homepage. Check that out. You can watch for you can do that for free. We'll be all over it as things continue to happen. LSU continuing to host folks, and they'll keep chugging along. Tiger basketball tomorrow. Looking forward to the college football playoff tonight. We'll have a lot to react to on Monday's show. Hope everybody has a safe and wonderful weekend. Our Friday show is brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. That'll drive you home. Coming up next, we'll see you Monday for the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust. Started up in 1910. That was 116 years ago. I can do that math. And they're still trucking along. If you do something for 116 years, feels like you probably got a pretty good idea of what you're doing. And they do it First American Bank and Trust. If you're looking for a commercial loan, you need to call First American Bank and Trust. Why? Well, they've got 25 locations. They got plenty of assets to help you out with that commercial loan. And the people that you talk to, the people that you deal with, the decisions that are made about you and your money are made right here in Southeast Louisiana at one of their 25 locations. You call a call center, it's in Southeast Louisiana. You're not getting Seattle. You're not getting Atlanta. You're dealing with people that you walk around with each and every day in your community. That's why you do business with First American Bank and Trust. So whether you're in St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, St. James, St. John, down in Lafourche Parish, Hammond, Dutchtown, Jones Creek, it's First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault,